Hi everybody, this is Anthony from sanniecreates. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to be doing a little bit of a recycling project. Part of it is recycled and part of it is items from my stash. And I've just made an envelope with a vellum, window, if you can call it that. So what will we need for this project? We'll need some kind of paper. You can use craft paper, you can use digitals, doesn't really matter what you use, okay? You can use vellum. If you don't have vellum, this is actually tracing paper, but quite thicker version of it. Then you'll need some stamps. You'll need maybe some stuff to embellish it. Glue, scissors, a ruler possibly, a pencil, and a cutter. But if you don't have a cutter, you always have a ruler and a pencil and a pair of scissors. Okay, so let's get started. So this was made out of some book covering, packaging, let's put it that way. This here I'm going to use, maybe I'm going to use it, is from a grocery bag. Okay, which I just cut out and neatened. And then here I've also got a takeaway bag, and I think I might use this as well. So I'm just thinking I might have to pull out, I don't know if my cutter is going to work. Let's see. No, it's not going to work. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my cutter, the bigger one, which is this one here. I kind of tried to cut that down to size, but I don't have this cut down to size. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to open it out. And all I'm going to do on this one is that I'm going to cut on either side of the sign. And let's see how we progress then. Okay, and then I'll give you measurements. So that's one, and then let's try doing that part as well. Okay, and are we straight? Do we even look straight? I think so. I think so. This paper is so thin. Right. Okay, so we're done there. And that's nice. So I'll keep it. Right, then here, what I want to do is I want to, well, I can actually use that to my advantage. Okay, meaning that can be one of the folds. But let's not use this paper, right? Because not everyone has that. So I am going to now try to, we can actually even use this if we really wanted to, in the sense that we already got the bottom of the pocket. Okay, so many options over here. But let's do one where we already have it like this. Okay, so there's not much work that we need to do. Okay, so I'm gonna do one like that. But let's do this one here, just in case you don't have anything. Okay, so I didn't realize that we could get so lucky there. Well, this is more lucky, I feel. Okay, so maybe I'll do that. Right, so what I want to do over here is that I've got some edges over here that I probably might cut out because they, it's where the staples were. But I want to judge how long I want my pocket, or how tall I want my pocket to be. So if I look at this, this is about 6 and, well, just between 6.5 and 6 3/4 inches, or in centimeters, just under 17 centimeters. Okay, so if I look at it, I'm going to say, right, I want my I want my fold, my bottom fold, to be about 1 centimeter. No, half an inch long. So half an inch would be about just less than 1.5 centimeters. Okay, so if I know that my bottom is going to be about 1 centimeters, then I need to figure out from the top how long do I want my top to be, the top fold to be, which is this part here. Okay, and I'm just eyeballing the measurements over here. It's sitting at about, as I mentioned, 6 3/4. So I think I want it to be maybe 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to make a mark at 1 inch. So the reason why I made a mark here and I made a mark here is because I want to see the length of my pocket, because I have no idea. Not pocket, envelope. Okay, so I think I'm comfortable with that. So I think I'm going to use the entire paper. Right, so then the next question I'm going to ask myself is, how wide do I want my pocket to be? Okay, so I think I like a 3.5. Yeah, about a 3.5 inch pocket, which is about 9 centimeters. So I know I want a 3.5 inch envelope. I don't know why I'm saying pocket all the time. Okay, so 3.5 means that if I wanted 3.5, then I kind of need to take this fold and fold it just over half of that, just over half of that. Okay, so that I get a fold over. Okay, so if I look here and I marked here 3.5, I'm going to take this edge and fold it just over half of that 3.5. Okay, so maybe that would be about 3/4 inches. Okay, 3/4 inches in. So I'm going to make that 3/4 inches in like that, and maybe I should line it up and then fold it down. So I'm lining it up and I am folding it down. Right, now I know that this part is too big, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move from this end, and I now want it also this end here. Okay, I need to now be able to cut down on this end here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to measure, or I'm going to eyeball, which would also not be a bad thing. So I now want my whole pocket to be 3 inches. So now if I look at it and I put it here, okay, there's where my 3 inches, sorry, 3.5 inches. That's where my 3.5 inches stop. But I know that I need to have a fold of at least half of 3.5 inches. Okay, so I am going to say that I am going to cut it at 4, let's say 5, and then if it's not right, then I am going to be able to think it. So now my pocket, after I folded it in, is now 3.5, but I'm going to give it another like 2 inches or so, and no, 1.5 inches, and I'm going to cut it at 5, or we can even go 5.5 to be more safe. So I'm going to cut it down at 5.5, and then I can adjust it as we go along. Okay, now I don't really need the pocket to be exactly 3.5. It just looked nice at 3.5. Okay, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to kind of look at where this fold is, where that is, and I am going to bring it in to line it up with the 3.5 on my sheet here. So that's 3.5 on my sheet, somewhere around there, 3.5 on my sheet. So that's the pocket I have. Okay, now this material is not so liquid to work with because it's quite stiff, but I think in the end it's going to look nice. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to now neaten it up. I'm going to neaten it up, and I'm going to say, right, let's cut off any scraggly bits. And yeah, this is quite thick, this. Okay, here too, because I didn't do the best of jobs when I cut it out. Like that. Okay, so I just cut out a little bit on each side to make it straight. Now what I'm going to do is that I have a mark here for the 1 inch. So I'm going to try and, not 1 inch, 1/2 inch. So I'm going to try and fold it in to maybe just more than 1/2 inch. So yeah, I wouldn't work with such a, I'm trying to get the word, such a thick paper. But it is what it is. This is what I have, and I'm recycling. So that's it. I don't know whether this is 1/2 inch. Let's see how well I did on 1/2 inch. Pretty close. Pretty close. And I said I wanted this about 3/4 inches. So let's see. Maybe 3/4 inches. And I'm not. My base is not inches, hey? My base is centimeters. So just over 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm really just trying to, you know, as I'm moving across here, trying to figure out what would 3/4 inches look like or whatever. So just there, like that, and I'm trying to get it to fold straight, but I'm having a problem because this, as I mentioned, this is pretty thick. So hopefully if I put it here, hopefully we'll get a straight enough line. I think so. So no, that's straight, and then it goes all crooked over here. So yeah, it's not the easiest of papers to work with, but we'll work with it. Hey, okay, so that's what we're going to do over there. Right, so my pocket has turned out to be pretty tiny, but then that's okay because I had to work with the size that I had over here. But I think I'm okay with it. I'm not too phased about it. I'm just going to neaten up the edges here, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up now, like that. And then I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to cut. This is the bottom fold. There's the line on this side, and there's the line on that side. I'm going to cut up to, and there's the intersection here. There's the intersection of those lines there. The intersection over here and there. Okay, of the lines and the folds. So I'm going to cut the middle panel at a V, hit that center of that dot I made, and then on this here I am going to cut it out first like that. Now I wouldn't really cut it out like that in reality, because what I want to do is I want to take a little bit off this part here by having a small little triangle like this. The reason I did it that way was for people that I knew, not that I'm so old at this game, and just for you to see that after you cut it straight on that line, you can go in and cut it that way. But now on this one here, there's that line, the center. I'm going to go here. That was the line. I went to the right of the line. This is the line here. I'm going to go to the left, cut my triangle. When I reach the dot, the center of the dot, I'm going to turn my scissor around and I'm going to cut in that direction. But because I'm left-handed, it's hard for me to cut in that direction. So now I'll cut at an angle here to meet that dot there. And I should use a longer scissor so that I get a better see, because it went off over here. Went up here, kind of up here. Right, like that. So when you close this pocket, I mean this envelope, this is how it's going to look. Can you see here? These are not sitting on that line there, but they're just above that line. I'm going to do the same for the top as well now. So on the top, I'm going to cut to the left of the fold up to there, and I'm then going to cut down that way. Here, I'm going to cut to the right of the fold, my triangle, and I'm going to do a little slit that way. Okay, so there we go. Uh-oh, angle was wrong there. And then, depending on how deep you want it, like that. And I don't think I did a very good job because there were 2 fold lines here. Like that. And then here as well. You can cut in this direction and go that way as well. So, once again, looking at my fold, like that. And then turn it around. And it's so hard to see this fold over here. Like that. Okay, so when you look at it, it looks something like that. Okay, so I think for a beginner, maybe cut it straight on the fold and then try to angle it. And the reason why you angle it is you remove the bulk from the folded part, or the crease. Okay, and that's basically it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to decide how wide you want your, or how big you want your vellum pocket, or sorry, vellum window to be. So this one I had it pretty big because obviously it was wider, and there's the circle for that one over there. If I put it over here, oh well, it would work, but it might just overpower the panel, you know, because that's what you're going to see in the front. Okay, so I might go for a smaller circle. Now I have the dies in order to cut out the circle, so I'm going to use the dies. But if you don't have a die, then all you're going to do is you're going to take something round. You're going to place it over there, cut around it, okay, cut around it, make an X in the circle itself, okay, without touching the edges, and then you are going to cut. So if I have to demonstrate that with a piece of paper, this is not the best of things to work with over here. Don't have anything round. Well, okay, going to work with what I got. Okay, so basically you're going to be doing that. Okay, and then you can cut yourself like an X in the circle here, like that. Oops, see, because this is just normal receipt paper. And then you take your scissor and then you cut all around it like that, kind of like that, okay, until you get a circle. Now I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to cut the circle out from here, and I am going to come back to you. Okay, Okay, I thought I'll show you this very quickly before I go to my die cutting machine. Okay, so I'm using this circle die over here, and I want it in there. But remember, I got these two flaps, and it depends on how wide your cutting machine is. So basically, if I have to put this in like this right now, my machine is not that wide. Okay, the cuttle bug is not that wide, which means that this is not going to go through. So it means that I'm gonna have to fold these two flaps inside. Okay, because I can't put it that way either because it's still too wide. So I'm gonna have to fold those flaps inside. So when I place this now, I must ensure that number one, it's in the middle, right? Because I want it in the middle. I mean, you can have it in the side, but depending on where you want it. So I'm going to eyeball the middle. Okay, and I think that could hopefully be the middle, right? And then I'm just going to put some tape, some washi on it, like that. But in so doing, when I say I'm eyeballing the middle, I need to look at this fold over here, and where my circle is going to cut, or my die is going to cut, and I need to look at this part of the flap and see whether I'm going to, when I cut, be able to, even though this is folded, clear that, meaning that I don't cut into that. On the same thing on this side over here, I'm going to have to make sure that the distance between where the circle is going to cut and this fold here for this part here is going to be sufficient or wide enough. So that's how much of distance I need from that fold to the, so yeah, it's going to work for me. Okay, so just be sure about that, because sometimes you might want to use a larger circle, like, you know, you might want to use something like this or even bigger for a bigger window. But just remember, if your die machine doesn't allow for you to, you know, to be able to slide it in with enough width, that if you're folding those two down, just remember that you need to be able to clear it. Okay, be back. Okay, full disclosure, everybody, I came back and I did not start the record button again, which means I completed an entire one without realizing it. And then I also did this one here, but I'm going to try and I'm going to try and work backwards. Okay, so there's the part that I cut out now, and then I'm going to ink the edges here. So I am going to use my eyeshadow applicator as well as my inking tool. And I think what I'm going to do is that I am just going to just film it and then after that edit it. So I'm going to ink all the edges, all the folds, and I'm going to use my eyeshadow applicator tool to be able to ink that. So I shall see you after I'm done inking. Great stuff. So here it is, and I've inked everywhere, I believe, and I am ready to start decorating. So I'm going to decorate, well, no, I'm not going to decorate the entire thing. I'm going to stamp first, and then I'm going to add my vellum. Okay, so that we get this sort of image here where even though we stamped, the vellum doesn't have any of the stamped part of it, okay, of the ink. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that there, and then I just need a page, sorry. There we go. I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to stamp. So I think I'm going to keep with the stamps that I have because I like the size of the stamp. And yeah, I might change it up here and there and stuff like that, but let's go for it, hey? So let me get some black ink quickly. Seems like black ink is evading me. It's becoming very elusive. Trying to see whether that's gonna work. Yeah, hopefully. So this video for South Africans is going to go up extremely late, if I manage to even upload it tonight. But for the rest of, yeah, well, it's going to go up late. Okay, so that's that. Okay, looks like I need to use my other ink pad, so please excuse me. Oh, there's it right in the front. Okay, so that was a bit crooked there. That's not nice, but oh well, it is what it is. And I wanted to use, oh, there we go. There's the condemned. Maybe if I put it straighter here, and hopefully now, and hope that's okay. Okay, good enough. Could have been more centered, but we'll let it make it do. We'll make do with it. And then I enjoyed using this one, I must be honest, on the one that got away, the one that did not get recorded. Okay, and then that, and then I'm following the same pattern. Oh, sorry, just give me a second. That's my husband calling my son, and that's my son groaning. Probably because he hasn't done something that he should have done. Okay, so great. So that's basically it. Here. I need that ink anyway. Right, so I'm done on that. Now we're going to put our vellum piece on. And that's what I'm going to be using. I think I might need to chop out a piece. So I had a piece chopped out. So let's do that. And let's get a piece out quickly. I'm going to really eyeball this. Okay, let's not eyeball it. Let's do it the proper way. So we want some way there. Here. And here. Let's see how we're going to do that. Bring the cutter out. And I just need to see that I'm recording. I'm a little paranoid now. Okay, so we are recording. And we're going to cut that piece out there. And keep that one side. And then let's trim this down here. Okay. Like that. Like that. And then we've got this piece here that we can use at a later stage. I'm going to clear this off because we are done with our stamping. Just so that it looks a bit neater. Right, so we are done with that now. Here, and we are going to stick this vellum on this side like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to stick the vellum. I don't have enough glue here, which is supposed to replace, but I don't have the time right now. Right, like that, 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 and that. So hopefully, though we use the same stamps, it's not going to kind of look the same. Now here I'm just going to go around but away from the window with my glue. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my vellum and I'm going to place it over here like that. Okay, so nothing's too close to the window, and then I am going to take some clear tape, gift wrap tape, like, and just gonna add this over here so that when we place something into this coin envelope, it doesn't stick. Now, many will use washi tape. I'm not using washi tape. Washi tape is expensive here in South Africa, and there's one that I don't like, which I'm using for my die cuts, but other than that, I keep my washi tape safe and use it sparingly. Yeah, so unless someone comes back and tells me that this didn't stand the test of time, I think that's going to be okay. So there's that. And now we are going to decorate. So what do we have over here that we can decorate with? I did pull some stuff out, kind of like that. Maybe I also like that. This may be a bit too small, although it looks pretty as well. Okay, let's just go with that. Let's add that there. And let's add something. No. Maybe that there. Let's take a piece of paper like this. Maybe we move that up. We put that there. And then we put the word flowering here. Like that. Okay, I did change it up a bit then. And don't know. I have this tiny number 23, which I might put over there like that. Or I might put this number 4 here that I have somewhere there. Okay, so let's see. I need to ink these. So please give me some grace while I quickly try to ink these. If I find that it takes too long, okay, so let's add these now. I want to add this one first, okay? So I'm going to switch glues. Hopefully this is going to work. I'll try it on the vellum. Like that. Just going to pull it a little down so that the condemned word still shows. And yep, like that. And then I wanted to take this and I wanted to put it, I think, somewhere here like that, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it at the bottom? Okay, I'm just going to leave it at the bottom there. And let me just see where it looks better. How's that for you? It looks nice there. But it also looks nice here. I think I'm going to stick it here. I think it looks better over there. Like that. Yeah, I like it better here. I think I want just another one there. Like that. Then I want this here. Like this. I then want the flower, I believe. And hopefully the flower is not going to give me a hard time and it's going to come out easily. Oh, got stuck. Don't really want to push this in because it might just cut it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to add that there, like that. I'm gonna use the word flowering here, and then the number. No, I wanted the word flowering more this side, and then maybe the number there. Okay, or no, that's where the number is going, and that's it. So that's going to go here, like this. This number is going to go, ooh, just a minute. Just trying to figure out which one I want. Okay, that one is going to go here, like that. And no, overkill, let's leave it. And we are done for the most part of it. What we're going to do now is we are going to glue it. Okay, so you can glue it that way, but I prefer gluing it this way simply because if I glue it that way and then that, I'm not happy with that. You know, you can actually hit that there. So it's all up to you. Right, choose which one you want to go, left over right, right over left. Okay, all you need to do is this following. If this is on the outside, you glue it on the inside. And if it's on the inside, like this, you glue it on the outside. That's all. So if I want this to be like that, if I want this to be on the inside, I'll glue it on the outside. Okay. And I want this to be on the outside, so I glue it on the inside. Inside, outside, done. Simple like that. Okay, so you know I'm not the fastest of crafters, so if I can pull off two like this in an evening. Okay, what I wanted to tell you over here is that let's wipe that glue off. Right, You see this gap over here, so don't glue on that. All you're going to do is glue here, otherwise it's going to stick and then it's going to cause a problem with whatever goes in. And like that, and do that. And yes, I made a boo-boo there because guess what I did? I didn't cut before. So when I cut the very first piece, you know, like the rectangle piece, I tore that. And by then I was like, I need to get this video out, so I'm not gonna go look for another piece. So there we go, done and dusted. 1, 2, 3. So I think I like them. I kind of like them a lot. They look a little bit the same, but they're going to be in different parts of my journal, so I'm okay with that as well. I think I did well choosing that. I think if I chose that, it would have been way too big and overpowering compared to the size of the envelope, so I'm happy with that. The other thing I wanted to show to you is this over here, okay? In the sense that, well, I did this part, okay? This one was the top part where we had that flap already there. So I did that there. And I guess I can do it again. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, there's it. There. Okay, so there's that thing where you've got this here. Okay, so what you can do is here you get the fold running down the bottom. Okay, so all you need to do here is fold it like that. Okay, and then what you're going to do is, that's going to be the front, that part, and this is going to be the back. So all you're going to do here is you're going to open it up, back, front, back, and this is the front. Okay, got it? Good. So now, once I folded it, I am going to cut the back portion out. Ta-da! Like this. Now, because of the lights, I can't really see the fold. So, I'm going to turn it around and try to cut on the fold. Okay? And I've cut on the fold like that. Okay? Like that. Now, this is very thin paper. So I could cut down, you know, like flush on that fold. And then I'm just going to do that. And this on this side as well. Like that. Okay. And then we can bring it in. Yeah, I cut this a little bit too much. Let's just cut that part out as well. There. Okay. And we can fold it in. If this was thicker paper, I would probably have just cut this a little bit above the fold, because this would have sat on this fold here and it would have bunched up. Okay, but I don't have a problem, or at an angle, kind of at an angle, right? But here the paper is so thin that it doesn't really matter. So I made a boo-boo here and I cut it the wrong angle here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the paper cutter, and if I can, or let's see if I do that. If I take this ruler, try to match it up on my lines over here, take the ruler and just go down like this. Even that's not right. That's more like it. Right, so now it looks flush on both sides. Okay, all I'm going to do is I am now going to glue it on this side, down there. Like that. Close it up. Like that. And then here as well, and here we can put it on everything, because we didn't the fold is quite flush, or the cut is quite flush with the fold. Blah de blah. Remove the word front, and then there we go. Okay, so that's one, and you will notice that I didn't put the circle in it. That's just because of time that I didn't put the circle in it. But if I had to have put the circle in it, I would have not glued these two parts down that I just glued now. I would have gone and cut the circle on the front and then done my gluing. Okay, so that is, what would we call that? Making lemons out of lemonade, because we had that paper and we managed to make an envelope with it. Okay, that's that. You can do the same on these here as well. Use that as your fold, the bottom fold, and then cut it there, cut it like that, and then just cut it there, and then fold this part like how we folded the bottom of this. Remove the back piece like how we did here, and then use the front to close it over. Okay, depending on which way you want to orientate your envelope. So done and dusted. Those are the two that we did a bit differently, and here's the three that I managed to do with the craft paper, and I'm loving that one. I'm loving it. Ladies from South Africa, I did this with the Pick n Pay delivery bag. The delivery, you know, in online shopping, the delivery bag from Pick n Pay, and I can tell you, it is a pain to fill, but an absolute pleasure to hold in your hand once it's done. It feels so good. Okay, so that's it from me, something at Sunny Creates. I do apologize because there's going to be a change in the video a little bit. I tried to get them almost the same size. Yeah, well, let's see, so that you didn't notice much, but as I mentioned, I did advise you that it did change. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and also if you haven't as yet subscribed to the video, please consider subscribing to the video, and leave a comment below. Vellum coin envelopes. Vellum coin envelopes. Okay, if you're struggling for a comment, I'm just trying to clean up here. That's it. Take care, everybody. I'll see you on Friday. And happy crafting, and have a blessed week ahead.